And he asked me to take a walk with him. He didn't say anything for the longest time. And then he turned to me and he said, Woodman, we need each other. Words and music. And he crossed his fingers, showing how they go together. Remember, words and music.
Welcome to the Words and Music Podcast, Season 2, Episode 1. And we're doing something a little bit different this season. We are going to be continuing our very popular couples therapy segment. And when I say we, I'm talking about me and my handsome husband, Randy Red Powell.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm so good.
So glad to be here.
We're hanging out in our basement studio on a Sunday night, getting ready to throw a podcast over to Bill Michaels, the new host of The Morning Drive on Thunder 104.5.
This is exciting stuff.
It is exciting. It's new. It's innovative. It's, I don't know what the hell it is, but it's going to be, we're going to have fun with it.
It's the new us.
The new us. The new us. Online and sort of without borders.
You can take us wherever you go.
You might not want to take us into some rooms because I have a feeling there's going to be salty language. You're a Marine.
Maybe.
I'm a sailor's daughter.
Shit.
And we're not on the air anymore.
No, we're
are
not.
on the internet, which means
Oh, it's about to go down.
it's about to get real. Anyway, what you're about to hear is our first couples therapy segments that will be live on the show tomorrow morning, and then followed by the rest of the story.
The rest.
I feel like, what was the guy's name? Paul Harvey. Remember him?
Oh, yeah, I remember Paul Harvey.
And now the rest of the story. I can't do it as well as he did, obviously.
And now the rest of the story.
Ooh, that's really good.
Thank you.
That was really good, honey. So thanks for tuning in. We're going to play back the first two segments of the stuff that you heard on the radio. And in case you missed it, here it is for the very first time. It's Couples Therapy for November 30th, 2020. This is pretty cool.
This is awesome.
It's very cool.
I mean, I can't believe we're back.
We are back. We didn't really go anywhere.
No, we didn't go anywhere.
No,
we
but here
fooled
we are.
y'all.
We fooled y'all. Ha ha. Just kidding. No, it is time for couples therapy, of course, brought to you by Healthy Beginnings Wellness and Aesthetics. Let Healthy Beginnings Wellness and Aesthetics get you ladies feeling skinny, sexy, and sane. So, of course, we're coming off of Thanksgiving weekend.
Gobble, gobble till you wobble, wobble.
And I did.
I think we both did.
Oh my God. I ate so much food on Thursday. And we're pretty traditional when it comes to our Thanksgiving dinner.
I'd say so.
You know, we had the turkey. We deep fried.
Deep fried turkey. Is there anything other? Yes, there is.
There is, but
However,
we happen to love that. We had the mashed potatoes and gravy, of course.
we did.
Now, I am a northern girl, so I go with just a simple sage stuffing,
Yes, you do.
which is delicious. I know you'd love it if I threw some sausage in there, some weird stuff like that,
Just-
but I just don't do it.
No weird. Just sausage. Just sausage.
Okay. But then we also had green bean casserole
We did.
and some yummy buttery dinner rolls. I have to have a particular kind of dinner roll on Thanksgiving. I don't know why I'm weird like this.
They were delicious. They
Brown
were
and
delicious.
serve rolls. I grew up on them, so
Yeah.
they're nostalgic for me. right?
Absolutely.
So all of this stuff I put on a plate, and I overloaded that plate. We busted out the fine china too this year.
I love those comments.
People saying, "Wow, hey, you use the fine china just like us." Yeah, we had paper plates. No shame in our game.
None whatsoever.
It was the three of us. So it was you, me, and my daughter at home, and that was it.
just chilling.
Just chilling, having a COVID Thanksgiving.
A nice family Thanksgiving.
It really was.
Yes.
It was very, very nice. Anyway, I happened to post a picture of our dinner on our Facebook page, and I noticed something. I put it on Facebook and I put it on my Instagram. And follow me, by the way. Give me a like if you haven't already. Shameless plug.
Shameless, but that's okay. Keep
okay.
rocking.
I noticed a lot of comments from people saying, "What? No cranberry sauce?
Yeah, what's up with that?
No candied yams?"
I mean, is it really? Is that?
We were getting shamed, if
Like,
you will.
Do
for
we
not
have to have that?
Apparently, you do. Here's the thing.
Says who?
I think they're both gross.
Yes, I agree with you 100%. This is what we can agree on right
This
here.
we can agree on. We don't need couples therapy for this particular part right here.
Absolutely not.
However, apparently we're wrong.
Well, I'm sorry.
I know. I have absolutely no regrets at all. None.
Regrets.
Sorry, no regrets.
I
No
love it.
regrets. We had a delicious Thanksgiving meal that did not include cranberry sauce,
Thank God.
and it did not include sweet potatoes with marshmallows and
I can't do
and
that. Well,
maple syrup, and just don't do the candied yams.
you know, I say thank God on the cranberry sauce, but
Right.
I'm okay with cranberry sauce.
So here's the thing about cranberry sauce. I like cranberry sauce. I do not like the canned jelly that noise it makes when it comes out of the can. I can't deal with it. It's
the ocean spray or ocean cranberry stuff or
whatever
whatever it is.
And it comes out and it looks like the can and just sits on a plate until someone makes a slice.
But then who is that one first person to always make that slice? You're like always watching it. Who's
so
slicing
gross.
it?
But the thing about cranberry sauce is nobody eats that stuff. Everybody says they like it. Everybody wants it on their table. But what happens at the end of the night?
You're throwing a whole can away.
You pick that whole jellied can up. You toss it in the garbage. I have a couple of times made fresh cranberry sauce, which is delicious.
And it smells delicious.
Smells delicious. It's fun to cook because the cranberries pop when they get hot.
But no one's eating it.
But nobody eats it. I'll have like a tiny little bit. So I finally got to the point where I was like, well, I'm not doing it anymore because why? So that's where we are.
I mean, okay.
Why
Sure.
waste the time, the energy, the money on those groceries if you're not going to eat it?
I agree with that 100%.
If we had 12 people around the table like we normally do, I probably would have made some cranberry sauce. In fact, I think we have a 3-year-old can of cranberry sauce in the pantry.
No, we don't.
From a couple of years ago when I bought it, thinking that, I'm going to open this and put it out for everybody, and I never did.
Stop it. Do we really?
I think so. And nobody ever noticed, by the way. Nobody was like, where's the cranberry sauce? Because it's gross.
Oh, I'm going to go find it later. I got to go see
I'm
this.
pretty sure it's in there. I'm pretty sure it's in there. So I posted this question on our Facebook page yesterday. I just wanted to know, did you have a traditional meal on Turkey Day or did you have something else? Because a lot of folks that we have found this year especially went completely out of the box when it came to turkey dinner.
Huge out of the box.
Way out of the box.
My parents even went out the box.
They did. They had, what did they have? They had steak and potatoes or something, right?
Filet mignon and potatoes.
I mean, that
Like,
sounds delicious.
I guess you can do that when you're retired.
But you can.
I mean,
For me, I feel like I would be sad if I didn't have turkey on Thanksgiving.
I've got to have turkey.
This is really the only time of year that we eat a whole turkey with all the trimmings.
And why?
I don't know. That's a great idea. That's a great question. My mother used to do it in the middle of the summertime. She'd cook up a whole turkey.
I mean, I think we should bring that back.
Should we?
I mean,
Thanksgiving in July?
There's no reason not to.
You do Christmas in July. Why can't you do Thanksgiving in July?
Why can't you do like Thanksgiving in June or Thanksgiving in May? Like,
Whenever you want. Who
whenever.
says we can only have turkey on the 4th Thursday in November? Whose rule is that?
Maybe we should do it for one of our birthdays.
Okay, I'm in.
Why not?
Not my birthday, though. Your birthday. We'll do it for your birthday.
Why my birthday?
Because I don't want it on my birthday.
That means I got to cook on my birthday.
All right, we'll figure this out. We are back with more couples therapy brought to you by Healthy Beginnings Wellness and Aesthetics. Let Healthy Beginnings Wellness and Aesthetics get you men feeling sexy, strong, and satisfied. So, of course, we were talking about our Thanksgiving dinner. I'm still full, by the way. It's been like 3 days. I'm still full.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the leftovers have been great. They're even better like the second and third day.
Agreed. So long story short, we had Thanksgiving dinner. I posted a picture of my plate because everybody does on Thanksgiving. In fact, my caption was, if you don't post a picture of your plate, did you even Thanksgiving, bro? And a lot of comments came in about what we were eating, and people were sort of shaming us for not having things like cranberry sauce and candied yams, which neither one of us like, so that's why we didn't eat them.
Well, what is wrong with y'all, first of all?
Those things are gross.
Not my favorite.
No, but so I put this up on my Facebook page last night, asked everybody, did you have a traditional meal on Turkey Day or did you have something else? Lots of folks said they had traditional Thanksgiving meals, but a lot of folks said also no yams and no cranberry sauce. Thank you, Ginny.
We're not the only ones.
We're not the only ones. Misty did kind of what your folks did. She said non-traditional steaks and loaded baked potatoes.
That sounds delicious, actually.
That really does sound delicious. But for me, steak and potatoes, we do that all the time. Turkey dinner, we don't do except for once a year.
Steak and potatoes is it's a staple for us. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we got to have turkey.
Got to have some turkey. Got to have the stuffing. I only make green bean casserole once a year. My husband doesn't like it, but my daughter and I go crazy over it.
But
so
I
we
did
have to have it.
some.
And it was delicious, wasn't it?
It was great.
See, you're lying. We also have folks that have not done their Thanksgiving yet. Jennifer says she's doing ours this weekend. It was too busy with work and other schedules last Thursday. Totally understand that.
Listen, it doesn't matter when you do it, as long as you do it.
Yeah. Harlan says, I don't like either one, so you did good, in my opinion. Thank you, Harlan.
That's right. Thanks, Harlan.
And Gordon says he had jellied cranberry and candied yams. He did them both.
Good on you, Gordon.
Good on you, Gordon. Yeah, Tiffany says she did a traditional dinner. Happy said we had our traditional dinner. The cooking was done by the few people. So some of the dishes had a different taste than I'm used to, but overall it was good, and being together with family was great. And really, that's what it's about.
But you know what's not pictured on your plate right now?
What's not pictured on my plate?
The deviled eggs we had.
No, you're right, because that's an appetizer. I didn't have that with dinner.
Well, see, that's an
Yeah.
interesting segment right there, or an interesting comment. You said it's an appetizer.
It is
9
an
times out of
appetizer.
10, though, no, we have them during dinner.
I don't. I always serve those before because that's the kind of thing that keeps people sticking around the kitchen. Little veggie plate, little deviled eggs, little appetizer.
Most of the tables I go around at dinner time, they have
Okay.
the actual on the dinner table.
So in when I was growing up, we never had deviled eggs at Thanksgiving. Deviled eggs was like a picnic thing in the summertime.
well, listen, I'd never had bacon with my deviled eggs until I married you. So.
That's right. You are a lucky man,
Oh
aren't you?
man, delicious.
Yeah. Roger says that looks just right. Might have had some corn pudding, but no cranberry sauce or yams. Never hurt my feelings.
Corn pudding, that's interesting.
I don't think I've ever had corn pudding. That's a southern
Really?
thing, isn't it?
I love some corn pudding.
Is that a southern
It is
thing?
a southern thing.
Okay. Another thing that I noticed just from being in Virginia for the last 10 years was that you guys have, along with your pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving, there's always a sweet potato pie. I never had sweet potato pie till I got here.
That may be too southern for me.
Too southern for
I'm
you.
not a sweet potato fan.
I don't really do that sweet potato pie thing either.
No.
Nope. So
me.
did you have a traditional Thanksgiving dinner like we did, sort of, except for minus the candied yams and cranberry sauce? Or did you do, a lot of people down here put weird things in their stuffing.
But
Like
see,
you like sausage.
I
People
do.
put oysters in their stuffing down
They
here.
do.
And that just trips me out.
I had that in West Virginia. It was delicious.
Nope.
I liked it. But here's the question. What is your traditional? Everyone's saying, well, that's not tradition. That's not tradition.
Right.
Well, you know what? If your tradition is your tradition,
Then that's it.
then
that's
that's traditional.
Yeah.
So
You're absolutely
it's-
right.
It's
So there you go.
just saying.
We settled it. Couples therapy. That's a wrap. Keep those comments coming. Of course, we're going to pop it up on the Thunder Facebook page. And we'd love to know what you had for Thanksgiving dinner. Of course, bonus points if you put that food porn up.
I mean, if you
Let's
got
see
a picture,
pictures.
you got to have a picture or it didn't happen.
That's right. So that was fun. Sort of just, chiming in on Bill's show like that. That was really cool. But now it's time for the rest of the story.
The rest.
The rest of the story, which is what we are going to, is that what we're going to call our new podcast? I have absolutely no idea what we're going to call it.
I thought it was still going to be Words and Music with
It
Red and
is.
Blue.
It is going to be Words and Music.
Or Part 2.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. This is all very new to me. But the point is, we were talking about food because we gorged ourselves like good American, red-blooded Americans on
Red.
Thanksgiving.
There you go. That's the best way to put it.
Yeah, and we ate everything in sight. I ate till I was sleepy, then I slept till I was hungry, then I ate till I was sleepy, and then I slept till I was hungry.
Eat, sleep, repeat.
That's
Wasn't that the
Thanksgiving
theme?
Day.
Wasn't
Yeah.
that the theme yet?
That was a theme like the entire weekend. I
Yeah,
think.
absolutely it was.
Fan-freaking-tastic.
Oh,
It was so good. But here's what we've been talking about, whether or not you do the traditional Thanksgiving meal. And like I was saying earlier, my mother, every once in a great while, for whatever reason, she would get a wild hair up her ass to make an entire Thanksgiving dinner in the middle of summer. I don't know why.
and I'm okay with that. But it makes you think, why don't more people do that?
Why don't we do
Like,
that?
why don't we have turkey or ham just spontaneous?
Who says you can't?
Exactly. But guess what? We're so ingrained with ourselves that we always got to have it either on Thanksgiving or Christmas.
But there's a lot of things like that. Like, for instance, pumpkin spice.
Nah, I'm sorry.
Everybody says you got to wait till fall to have a pumpkin spice latte. They start selling them at the end of September. And who the hell made that rule? You can have pumpkin spice whenever the hell you want pumpkin spice.
I mean, that's true. You can have pumpkin pie whenever you want.
True.
There's only
But
pumpkin
nobody
sp-
makes pumpkin pie.
That's the
unless
only
it's
pumpkin
Thanksgiving.
pie I'm getting or I'm doing. There's only
All right.
pumpkin spice I'm
All
doing,
right.
I should say.
Let's just stop right there because you bring up a good point. Pumpkin pie, I want my pumpkin pie.
But I did not do that. So don't even.
Here's the thing about this stinking pumpkin pie. I don't make pumpkin pie because I don't like pumpkin pie. So why am I going to waste my time and energy on making something that I am not going to eat?
Because your husband loves pumpkin pie.
I have friends that make pumpkin pie.
And they came through, didn't
They
they?
certainly did. Shout out to Chris and Sarah who hooked you up with a whole half a pumpkin pie. You and Chris split that pumpkin pie right down the middle.
Absolutely, we did.
He got 4. He said, I'm usually good for 4 pieces. So he was willing to share with you because
And-
nobody else at his house eats it either.
And I don't know what's wrong with them, but I mean,
So they made the pumpkin pie. I make pecan pies
yes.
every Thanksgiving, and I end up usually with 2. So I gave them a pecan pie. They gave us a pumpkin pie, and they gave us a couple of pieces of eclair cake.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that eclair was so good.
It was a game changer. I'm going to have to get the recipe. Sarah, if you're listening, I need that recipe.
Sarah,
'cause
please.
It was delicious. And you're right. It was a game changer. It was like nothing I'd ever tasted.
I've had plenty of eclairs. I've never had an eclair like that. That was
Oh, I don't know. It was like an eclair and like s'mores got together, fell in love, and had babies. It was
it
so
was
good.
eclectic. It was just.
Did you just look for a word that sounded like eclair?
I did. You
That was
like that,
good.
huh?
That was pretty good. That was good. That was
I was
good.
trying to think of a fancy
I
word.
feel like I need to give you a point for that.
I mean, you should. We should
Chalk
have
it
a
up.
little ding.
We could have some sound effects.
Oh,
Oh my
man.
gosh. But seriously, it's my favorite holiday because it is dedicated to food and being around your family.
It is 100%.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are more holidays that are dedicated to food and family.
True.
I mean, you
True.
got Memorial Day weekend, you know, which we all know what Memorial Day is for,
Right.
but we always, you know, everyone always barbecues and whatever, but you
lot of
always
times,
have the good food there.
So let me ask you this. Did you ever, because you were in the Marine Corps for how many years? 8 years?
8 years.
Did you ever spend Thanksgiving alone?
What do you mean by alone?
Alone.
Like alone?
Alone. No one else in the house. And nobody, you're making your own dinner and it's you and the TV.
No, I had chow hall.
You had the child. So you always had Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, I always had either chow hall or I was, 4 years in Hawaii. I had chow hall. 2 of those were in Okinawa, Japan, chow hall, and then Quantico for 4 years. And I always went home, but I came back up. So
Okay. So since you were, so your entire adult life, have you ever, how about this? Your whole life, have you ever spent Thanksgiving alone?
I'm gonna have to say no.
No. You've been very lucky.
I've been blessed.
You've been incredibly blessed then. To think about that, you've had a military career and you never had to spend Thanksgiving alone.
No,
You live a charmed life.
no.
I've spent Thanksgivings alone. They suck.
I mean, I've spent Thanksgivings abroad and Christmases abroad away from family. So, I mean, that, you're talking about someone that's under, 21, 22 years old,
Right.
first time, away from his family and, you're spinning away from all the festivities of your family. You're sitting there going, wow, I really missed the creature comforts that I had.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
the
I
world
spent-
is very, very large and you start to realize it when you're
Oh,
that
yeah.
far away from family
I mean, I spent Christmas on a boat
in the middle of the ocean.
in the middle of the ocean.
And what'd you eat that year? Do you remember? Was there a traditional Thanksgiving meal?
Well, it wasn't Thanksgiving. It was Christmas dinner.
Oh, okay.
You know what? The ship's crew, they had and it wasn't a Navy ship. It was a civilian ship, but they had, I want to say they had a prime rib.
Ooh, that's a Christmas meal right there.
So, I mean, they did it up for us.
Yeah.
And then, we had these little shoe boxes filled with toothpaste and stuff like
Aw.
that were delivered.
Your stockings were stuffed.
They definitely were.
That's
So
cute. That's awesome. Well, good. I'm glad that you've never had to experience that because that is something that I think about every year around the holidays because I went through it a few times and the only reason I went through it a few times was because I was divorced and single mom raising 2 kids. So sometimes there were years where the kids were with dad. And so I was by myself.
let's see, that shouldn't be like that.
Right. And it's one of those things too that a lot of times my pride kicked in because people would be like, hey, if you're alone on the holiday, you can give us a call, you can come on over and all that. I just never wanted to do that because I was sad.
So you were self-inflicting yourself.
Oh, I suffer really well. That's something you know about me already.
Sure.
Like I suffer well. Like I can sit in a room by myself and feel bad like a champ
Oh, yeah, you can.
because, but I do. And I think I get that from my mother.
Good old mom.
Sorry, Mom, but I really do. I think I get that from my mom. But there were a couple of times where, and it's one of those things that the next Monday they're like, "Oh, what'd you do for Thanksgiving?" And I'd be like, "I warmed up a lean cuisine and watched a movie." And, right? Something gross. And they'd be like, "Why didn't you tell us? We would have had you over." Like because I think, and I'm probably speak for a lot of people. I think when you're sad and it's the holidays, the last thing you want to do is be in a room full of strangers trying to make you feel better.
And them being happy.
Oh, yeah. And knowing each other and they're telling all their inside stories and it's all nostalgic and it's great for them and it's wonderful. And you don't want to take anything away from that by being poor company.
So I've been that person that says, man, why didn't you tell me? Why didn't
Right.
I would have brought you home to my
Yeah.
mom and dad's and we would have had Thanksgiving or,
Mhm.
we would
Which
have gone back to
probably
the
would've been
apartment, something like that. Because
Sure.
I had an apartment while I was up here. So
Yeah. So the best of both worlds collided when I met you because I was living here And the year before I met you, in fact, we met mid-December of 2015. That Thanksgiving I spent alone.
See,
By myself. I didn't know you yet. So the very next year I would have spent alone too, but you made sure I didn't because you said, no, come on over.
come on over.
We're making Thanksgiving dinner. And
And
it's basically a misfit Thanksgiving, which was the best Thanksgiving ever. It's basically whoever doesn't have a place has a place at your table.
Well, you got to think most of the people I know I've met while I'm here,
Right.
and they're all former military people. So, and let's be honest, they're all former Marines, or they're all Marines, excuse me.
Right.
So, I
Like
mean,
I said, misfits. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, we are. We are a bunch of
No,
misfits. But no, I mean,
away from family. for
we're
the
all
most
away
part.
from family. I think I'm the only one that's close enough that has family in the state of Virginia.
Right.
So, I decided to say, hey, I'm going to open up my house for all of y'all. Thanksgiving, we're family. That's it.
Yeah.
Let's come on over. And everyone, everyone's wives and, all the guys, they come over
And
and
the kids.
they
and-
pitch
yeah.
in something, and
Right.
they either bring something, buy something, or cook something. And I mean, one year we did 2 turkeys. We did a ham.
Yeah.
We just,
Yeah.
we did it up.
So that's what we've become used to is at least 12 to 15 people around the dinner table
At least.
and maybe a second table in the other room with the kids at it.
Mhm. But you know what? Sometimes it's not bad to just have
No.
you, yourself, your loved
Yeah.
ones,
I didn't
small.
have to dig out the turkey platter this year.
And I mentioned that, didn't I? I was like, babe, where's the platter? We ain't digging that
Down
out.
in the basement on a shelf. We don't need it. Cut that turkey. Let's eat.
Oh, man. And we've only used it one time.
I've used it a couple times. It was a gift from my mother. But yes, I mean,
Yeah.
it's one of those things that you don't have. And that brings me back around to the fine china that we used. We ate on paper plates this year.
Dixie's finest, baby.
Uh-huh. And I bet you we were among the more common situation because 2020 has been such a shit show.
I'll be honest, we weren't the only ones that was using the Dixie fine china.
It's true.
I've
because-
seen pictures of people using that same
yeah.
china that we have. So
I saw a lot of tinfoil in the pictures this year.
a lot of tinfoil, a lot of plastic.
A lot of paper plates. And I think that's awesome. I guess this year, especially because it has been a dumpster fire,
Yeah.
everybody it wasn't about being fancy, putting on airs. Shoot, I think we had Thanksgiving dinner in our PJs. I mean, we were just kind of lounging all day.
Basketball shorts and a sleeveless shirt.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, which is fine by me.
didn't have to get all fancy for
Threw
nobody.
my hair in a bun and it was yoga pants.
Call it a good, baby.
Calling it good. But it was a good Thanksgiving and I am thankful. I think that's the thing that everybody sort of forgets about. We concentrate so much on the food, but you forget that it is supposed to be a time of giving thanks.
Right.
Right. And so to be thankful for your family, you be thankful, especially this year, for those who are healthy
Yeah.
and happy and still working and still able to provide and still, the oh my God, the labyrinth of garbage that some people have been through in
Oh,
2020.
yeah. It's crazy.
It makes you realize how lucky you are to be, hey, we're healthy.
Oh, we're as healthy as we're going to be.
Right. And, Emily's here.
Mm-hmm.
She's not stuck in New York City,
No.
locked down and miserable by herself.
Agreed.
So she was here.
100%.
Legit gorging on green bean casserole.
Oh, my God. that child.
that woman
I say
can eat.
child, but I mean, she's a grown
She's
ass
almost 22
woman.
years
So,
old.
but man, that
She
girl
could
was.
put down some casserole. She's a good North Dakota girl.
I mean, I don't know what else to say because she was just chowing down on that stuff. She loved it.
What was funny was the next day we were out, you and I were out running errands
Mm-hmm.
or doing something, and we came home and we had just decided we're just gonna have leftovers for dinner, right? It was about 3:00 in the afternoon, and
And I had
came
to run
home.
back out.
You had
after-
to run back out. She had just gotten home from work and she was hungry. She hadn't had lunch, so she basically just made herself a soup mug full of green bean casserole.
Yes, she did.
Heated it up. Maybe I think there was a little bit of mashed potatoes and gravy in there too, mixed in together. So when I came home, I said, what did you have? Because I thought she might have had soup. What did you have? She goes, oh, I had some leftovers. And I said, oh, well, we were going to have that for dinner. She's like, in that case, I'm going to go do that again. She went out and she filled that bowl up with mashed potatoes, gravy, stuffing, turkey, and green bean casserole. Just a big mash of
In the
everything.
bowl.
Nuked it, ate it. She was the happiest girl in the world.
But again, we only do that on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
So we're gonna do it. We're gonna make a plan to do it in the middle of the
I
summer.
think we need to start a new trend.
Okay. I think the reason we do such a heavy meal in the fall like that is because can you imagine trying to do that when it's 103 degrees outside?
I'll do it.
You'll do it. All right. You heard it here first, folks. We're having Thanksgiving in July.
May, July, something. I don't
Something.
care.
All right. That works. That works.
Deep fried turkey again.
So good. This
Brine
man,
it, inject it.
I'm telling you.
Stovetop, jar gravy. Yep, we're golden.
I think that one year we should do like a YouTube video of you doing the turkey. Like just everything that you do to that turkey you should teach a class.
Listen, if you're gonna put me on YouTube, I better come up with my own brine because I've been cheating the past couple of years and getting a pre-mixed brine. So
using the stuff from the store.
yeah,
But
I mean,
it's so good and it's so many layers of flavor.
I just use it. Luckily this year we found a garlic and herb.
Yeah, it was really good.
And it was delicious. I mean, it was delicious. But I was reading people, they were injecting it with bourbon. They were, brining it with, apples and orange and lemon and all kinds of stuff in it.
Yeah.
And well, the brine's one thing.
Right.
So that just keeps
Citrus
the turkey
I
moist.
can do, but I don't want apples in my brine.
But you don't taste the apple. That's the funny thing
Okay.
with a brine.
Then why put them in there if you're not going to taste it?
I don't know.
Explain it.
I can't explain that one. I can't explain
You
it.
can't explain
But
it.
I mean, I'm simple. I like a good garlic herb. Hell, I will just, brine it with some broth.
Yeah.
And this year we found turkey broth.
Yep,
and I
we
was
did.
like, but we didn't have to use that. We used this garlic and herb salt brine basically
Mm-hmm.
with water. And then 24 hours and then inject it with the Creole butter.
Oh, it was so good. And then you rubbed something on top. What did you rub on top? On the
I
skin.
rubbed an everything seasoning on it because I didn't have any of the Creole seasoning.
Right.
So normally I put the Tony, I always say the last name wrong, Tony Saturans or Saturans or
Okay.
whatever.
Zatarans.
Zataran. No, it's
Not the same.
No, it's not the same.
Okay.
It's a little Creole guy on a green canister.
remember.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I normally use because I used the Creole butter, so I used the Creole seasoning.
Sure.
So it's almost like we're having a Cajun turkey, if you will.
So good.
But it ain't Popeye's Cajun.
Deep
it
fried
ain't hot.
Cajun turkey.
It's delicious.
It is. And here's the fun thing. We have a bunch of it in our freezer. We have 2 bags of leftover turkey meat in our freezer. Because why? Tell them why.
Because we are making turkey taquitos,
That's right.
baby.
We got a date with some tortillas.
Yes, ma'am, we do. But the funny thing is that we always have people that say, man, I didn't like turkey until I ate his turkey.
Yeah, no, you're right. We have this lovely little Southern belle from Tupelo, Mississippi, who is the best cook I have ever met in my life.
We were just talking about her cooking the other
We
day.
call her Gator. And she,
Gator Cafe?
Yep. And she had never liked turkey until she had your deep fried turkey. And then after that, it was like, there was no going back.
There was none, and she was actually sad this year because she
was
wasn't
bummed.
gonna have my fried turkey.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know I'm patting myself on the back here.
You
but,
should. You deserve that pat on the back. I'll come over there and pat you on the back myself.
Oh, thanks.
It's so good. It's so good. And
I'm ready to do another one.
I know I'm kind of sitting here going, gosh, I'm getting hungry. What were we thinking? But luckily we still have, so there's another question for you. We're just going to wrap this up on this. So we've talked about traditional, we've talked about non-traditional meals on Thanksgiving. We've talked about spending it with family, spending it alone, spending it with friends, how you should be thankful for everything. Let's now talk about how long do you keep those leftovers before you finally throw them away? Like how many days can you eat on your leftovers before it's gross? And my rule is 4 days. If it's been in the fridge more than 4 days, I ain't touching it.
I've done a week.
You've done a week?
I've done 7 full days.
7 days?
7 full days on eating leftovers. No kidding. No lie.
Oh, I can't even prep cook. Like, you know how people prep cook for the full week?
Yeah.
By day 4, I'm grossed out.
No, I've done that
So
too.
I'm like, this stuff's been sitting in here for 4 days. I'm done.
Yeah, I've done it.
Can't do it. So 7 days for you.
But you ignored something that I said.
What did I
earlier.
ignore? I'm sorry.
I said, stovetop and jar gravy next time.
No. Okay, first of all, I didn't even hear you say that. I must have blocked it out.
You must have because you completely ignored me.
Did not even hear that. Those sacrilegious words come out of your mouth. You said that?
I did say that.
Out loud?
Out loud.
Are you sure you didn't just think it?
No.
I'm gonna have to roll back the tape on that.
Please do because
don't
I
think
said
you
it.
said it.
I did.
Okay, wash your mouth out with soap.
No.
Because that's the other argument that we have at Christmas
All the time.
Or not at Christmas, at Thanksgiving time, every single year.
It's not even just, every single year. Nothing. No. We be in the store. Honey, what do you want for dinner? Look, there's jar gravy. There's stovetop. We can make a real quick meal.
right.
No, I am not going to buy no jar gravy for my man.
Let me explain myself.
Explain it.
Let me explain myself with the jar gravy. When I was in high school, my father and my stepmother went through a vegetarian phase. Okay. They went through a vegetarian phase. So every meal when I was in high school was basically a plate full of side dishes and no meat. So I would have potatoes and gravy from a jar,
Okay.
green beans, maybe some squash. Ugh.
No.
Right? So there was a big hole on my plate where the meat was supposed to be, and I never got it. The worst thing I ever tasted in my life was jar gravy.
Oh,
Gravy
man.
out of it's so gross.
Come on.
It's
No.
wrong on every level. You're supposed to take the meat juice and then you make a roux and you thicken it and you have this like moment of satisfaction when it comes to a boil and then thickens up and becomes gravy. You can't get that from a jar.
But listen, you can't get real turkey gravy how we fry a turkey.
Yeah, because I boil the giblets and the neck to get the juice.
I know, but half the
And then I
times
make you some gravy.
we get gypped on those giblets and necks sometimes, and we don't get enough.
Well, when we only make one turkey, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm just saying, could have jar.
No, absolutely
Package.
not. I refuse. Sorry.
One of these
Can't do
years.
it. And I think the other thing is this. When I was out of the house for the first time, right? I moved out at 19. And when I tried for the first time to make gravy from scratch, I failed miserably. It was pork chop gravy, fried pork chop gravy. Anybody knows? Anybody? I mean, I'm sure that's a thing down here, down south. You make fried pork. You fry your
Yeah.
pork chops, and you make gravy out of the pan drippings and everything. My mother could do it like it was. She was like waving a magic wand over the pan. Boom, she had gravy. Like it didn't seem to take any effort. I thought I knew what I was doing. I dumped so much flour into that pan that I made paste, and I did not make gravy again. I didn't attempt to make gravy again until I got my mother's hands-on instruction. When I finally achieved gravy, I felt so good about myself that I then worked so hard to perfect the gravy that comes out of my kitchen that I refuse to buy jar gravy. It's not happening.
Listen, when you grow up on jar gravy, not only that, when you're in the military and they just pour gravy out of a can,
Can?
and then they heat it up in the hotel pan. Listen, they're not making that gravy from scratch on the chow line.
That's a shame.
Just
It's
saying.
not tough. I say that, but I screwed it up for like the first 5 years I tried to make it. But there's a trick to gravy. You have to understand the way gravy works. You have to understand the mechanics and the science behind it. Once you understand how flour and gluten work, then you can make gravy.
Listen,
all
I
day
understand
long.
the science of
You do.
gravy. You pour it in the
No.
you pour it in the saucepan, you turn it on low, and you let it heat up, and wham bam, thank you, ma'am, you got gravy.
Okay, first of all, wham bam, thank you, ma'am, should never be used in reference to gravy.
Come on, why not?
Stop right there. Second of all, no. Just no. No.
Some things we just won't get worked out.
We are never going to work that one out.
No, we will not.
No, we will not. But another day, another episode, couples therapy. I feel like I need like I don't know, ice cream now or something.
Oh, I could go with her drumstick.
Should we go have a slice of pie?
Let's
Let's go have a slice of pie.
slice of pie it is.
Slice of pie it is. Y'all have a great night, and many, many thanks for every single one of you. What are you thankful for this year, babe?
Oh, I'm thankful for you.
Oh, you're so sweet. I'm thankful for you too.
See? No, I'm just thankful for, everything. It's been a rough year for everybody,
Yeah.
and I'm just thankful for being in the position I am to still provide for my family. So it's that's the biggest thing I'm thankful for.
Yeah, amen to that. All right, cool. Well, let's wrap this up, shall we?
Let's do that.
All right, bye.
Bye, y'all.
Words and music.